Looking forward to this panel discussion. Our first panelist is Mbali. Mbali Sebapu. She's with us in the building. The one and only. Who is she and what is she about? Briefly, she'll share more of her journey and more of her story. But she is an accomplished entrepreneur and the visionary founder of Hamusa Floor Cosmetics, a renowned beauty brand based in South Africa. Exceptional. Under Mbali's leadership, Hamusa Floor Cosmetics has gained a reputation for its exceptional product range, characterized by high-performance formulas, luxury texture, and executive packaging. It's here. She's here. We're going to hear her story and her journey. Let's show some love, Atteridgeville, as we welcome onto stage the one and only, powerful, gifted, go-getter, Mbali Sebapu. Please take the stage. Atteridgeville is showing so much love. All right, I'm going to introduce our second panelist. Ladies and gentlemen, our second panelist, like when I see her in the country, I'm shocked. I'm like, oh, do you still live here? Because like last time you were in Ghana, then you decided, no, I can relax, then while I enjoy. Powerful, powerful lady by the name of Tshego Kekana. From Alpha Destiny. Thank you for joining us. I know after this you've got to catch a flight and go elsewhere, right? She's a powerful mover and shaker. But who is she? For those of you who don't know, Tshego Kekana is a seasoned strategic communications expert with over 13 years of combined communications and marketing experience. She has partners in key markets such as Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and more. Some of her career highlights include PR for brand campaigns such as, okay, can't mention the brand. I can't mention the brand for respect of our brands. She has also led PR teams across Africa on Pan-African campaigns called All Mutual Amazing Voices in 2019 and 2020, and many more awards. I don't want to share too much. You'll hear from them. She's here. She's with us in the building to share her journey and her story. Ladies and gentlemen, Atteridgeville, let's put our hands together and show some love for Tshego Kekana. Are you well? Good to see you. All right. Okay. Last but not least, our last panelist is Hazel, the founder, owner, and chief corporate officer of BL Group, Basement Le Ashma Lounge Group. Hazel, are you here? Hazel is here. All right, as she's coming up to the front, briefly about her, her role is to exercise direction and control over the day-to-day corporate functions of the business. Amongst others, she's responsible for maintaining awareness, company objectives, policies, behavior, financial records. She's the founder. Oh, man. King. She's going to come, we're going to show her some love. But I just want to read her bio so we understand the caliber of powerful women that are on stage. For those of you who don't know. The founder and managing director of Immaculate H Events and Entertainment. This is a lady who's hosted many big events around Pretoria. We'll hear her story. The founder, owner, and chief corporate officer of the BL Group. Ladies and gentlemen, let's show some love and put our hands together for Hazel! Come on, Atteridgeville, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go! Nothing but love. This panel discussion will be facilitated by Bulelani Balabala. B, over to you, bro. Please take the center stage. Come on, let's show some love for Bulelani Balabala, Mr. Get Things Done. Whoa, Bulelani's very relaxed. Jokes, brother, over to you.
Sanbanani, are you guys good? So this is our last engagement for the day. The panel discussion, the amazing lady was supposed to do this, cancelled last minute, so I'll be the lady. I'll tap into the she in me. But talking to three amazing women that have done extremely well in their respective industries. Bo Ausibako Pitoria, Bo Martha Lebo Maria. Okay, wrong song. No, man, but I'm very honored to have this chat because, you know, I think when you sort of analyze and you look at the power of women, in not even just in entrepreneurship, but in every single aspect, it goes without saying. But however, when we have the conversations around entrepreneurial resilience, they are normally created or curated from a masculine perspective. But we have seen women over the years bracing different storms, whether it's your grandmother from the earlier on conversation that Abu Tibos was exclaiming to say, this is the lady who actually shaped me along with my mother. Or a Tepo who ascribes the 3 crowns on, you know, that form part of his logo to his mom, his aunt, his grandmother. You know, so it goes without saying that this then becomes the epicenter or the pinnacle of our day. And what better way to celebrate our 8 years of tea than to sort of ice it out with these 3 amazing ladies. So in a moment similar to earlier on, we'll pretend as if we don't know any of them. Mr. Sbusiso earlier on did not introduce any of them. We'll even pretend as if you don't follow any of them and they're all new. And we'll give them a blank check to tell you from their own perspective who they are. Are we happy with that? But one thing I'm going to ask as well is enjoy the engagements and enjoy the chats. You know, if you've got the access to social media, just go on there, hashtag join us for tea, tag them, put them out there, let more people see the amazing work that happens in township. And the fact that we are redefining and repositioning what a township looks like. I mean, Ashma is converted overnight into, you know, a world-class conferencing facility, and it's a world-class hosting venue. Ashma, I need to put a twang. For the people that are watching live, we've got people in New York and people in LA, you know. So let's give these amazing ladies a round of applause, and I'm going to kick off with the first question. Because as Hazel has got the first mic, just tell us, come on, as Hazel. Who are you? How did this all start? And how did you get to where you are? It's a bit of a fattish question, but I think it's nice that we sort of start there, and then we'll then ice out with all the other parts of the conversation. Perfect.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Hazel Khoali. As Elia said, I'm the founder of the BL Group. The BL Group, we're talking about Basement. Those of you who know Basement down there, just next to the police station, and Le Ashma Lounge. We started off, when I say we, I'm not going to exclude my husband in the we. Okay, because that's where we started. We started with Basement, with selling meat. And Tate Bulelani, I'm going to say what I said last year, that we started with 2,000 rand. Buying meat, cutting it, selling it, closing the shop, running to Pretoria West, just like that, until it became what it is right now. And in 2020, just before COVID, when was it? 2020, yes. We started with Le Ashma. You know, when we got into this business, we thought, we don't even know anything about running a restaurant. We don't know whether to say it is a restaurant or it is a lounge or whatever it is, and we don't even have a name for this baby. Then we thought, no. You know, Atteridgeville used to be called Peli Mahlanyeng. Nah. No, Atteridgeville used to be called Le Ashma. Nah, and like this is Le Ashma. You know? Le Ashma Lounge. Then people started to call, no, there's this Italian restaurant called Le Ashma with the Italian name. And he said, no, this is the Kasi name. It's Le Ashma. That's what Atteridgeville used to be called previously. So we thought maybe let's just revive the name and bring it out to life and teach our young ones that we once used to call this place Le Ashma, Atteridgeville, just like Mami Lodi being called Flaka. So this is Le Ashma. So that's how we have grown over a period of time, and thanks to the support of Atteridgeville patrons, and we really appreciate your support. I'm not sure if I've covered everything, Mr. Bulelani.
No, you have. And well, you know, but what I love about Pretoria women is their energy. And they know how to take up space. So these amazing ladies now found out from Atteridgeville, but grew up in Sosha. Mararo adopt, Atteridgeville. So Tshego, Luena, just tell us a bit about your story. Ke mang Tshego, you know, why, how did you sort of get into the space that you're in now?
Dumelang. Ke na Tshego Fatso Kekana. I'm from Atteridgeville, Komolope. I run an agency called Alpha Destiny Communications, which I started in 2016, before we became a we. And we started it particularly to service small businesses and help them with PR and marketing needs. It grew into the corporate space where we service the Red Bank and Kellogg's, the cereal brand, as well as Health Guard, which is our Nigeria client, and other clients. Still trying to get Tsepo Jeans to be a client, and Mbali next door. So I'm here for a purpose as well. So Alpha Destiny Communications is now growing into Alpha Destiny Group, and we do have partners in 5 other countries across the continent, in Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Zimbabwe, and Malawi, and Zambia. And we are growing our footprint across the continent, and that has always been my vision, to go from Peli to South Africa to the world. And for me personally, before we reach the UK and the US stages, I really want to make a mark in this continent, and work for brands that want to grow over and above the borders of South Africa. Our motto is we build timeless brands, and that's what we do. So our core service offering started with public relations, but we grew into digital marketing, which is fairly new service that is growing very fast, where we work on building your entire brand aesthetic, from your logo to how your office or your shop should look like, the color of your couches, everything, so that your brand aligns in its entirety. I've got a team of 10 people, with 2 offices in Johannesburg and in Cape Town, and that's us.
Thank you so much. Now, we don't know you. Just tell us who you are, how'd you get into the space that you're in?
Dumelang. Lebitso la ka ke Mbali Sebapu. I think this is a fun fact. I was actually born in Atteridgeville. Ko hae ne ile ko Madiba. Then we moved to Soshanguve. Hence, Soshanguve, they like claiming me, but originally Nai. So yeah, I'm the CEO founder of Hermosa Flow Cosmetics and Mariana Agency. but I'm going to speak about Hermosa Flow Cosmetics today. Hermosa Flow Cosmetics is the best beauty brand in SA according to the Yobas. And
Round of applause.
it is the best beauty brand in Southern Africa according to Consumer Choice Awards Africa. And it is my baby. Hermosa Flow, I gave birth to that. So I was employed in the Navy for 10 years, and one day I decided I want to build something that I own. I want to leave like a legacy, and for my kids also. So I left my job 10 years later, and I started Hermosa Flow Cosmetics with my pension. When we launched, the only money that was in my bank was actually like 2,000 rands. That was what was left in my account. But because I had so much faith in God and in myself, I didn't have self-doubt, guys. I don't know, but I don't have self-doubt in myself and my capabilities. And also I gave myself realistic goals. I was like, I want this business to give me what my 9 to 5 was giving me, and I'll be fine. I'm going to show up every day. That 24 hours, I own it now. No one owns any hour in that. It's my 24 hours, and I'm gonna work hard and build this brand. And it is now this brand, and every day I'm like, I can't believe that I actually built you. Like, this is me showing up every day. And the Glow Gang, obviously. Thank you so much for your support. Hermosa Flow wouldn't be what it is today if it wasn't for the support I get from my Glow Gang. They also influenced the business. They are the reason why I went into the beauty industry. Yeah, that's me, Gorgeous Mbali.
Now, before you have Mbali, I want to ask, where does that come from? Because were you naturally raised that way to say, don't doubt yourself? I want to difatele, zjele, and enter spaces. Doesn't matter what those spaces are, because what I've found is I work with the most amazing group of women. Over the years, what I've experienced in working with different corporates and clients and so on is that those women are the most powerful, the most amazing. But, you get into settings like, I guess, with T, and the longest over the years, what we've struggled with is finding women that wanted to actually share the story. Not women that were doing amazing, there was a lot. Because that was almost that, no. So where does that come from? So that we sort of inspire the ladies who are in the room, tap into that, because own the space, secure the space.
At first, I didn't want to own my story, but there's a little girl, there's also like grown women that have plans in their notebooks, in their minds, but they want you to say, I am like you, I took that leap of faith, and look at me today. If I'm in this position and I am in a corner not sharing my story, how am I inspiring someone? You are placed where you are placed by God. God gives you that, I don't know what to say, but he places you there because he trusts that you are going to change people's lives by just speaking, by just sharing your story. If I keep quiet, I'm not doing what I was created to do. So that's one of the reasons why I am so loud with everything that I do. To inspire and to push someone, Atteridgeville, and say, listen, if I can do it, you can also do it.
Let's give her a round of applause. Tshego? No, same question, but I just want to add like a sub to that. I mean, my personal experience of you, I've known Tshego for a while, so it's not sort of a new thing. I mean, how did you go from being quiet to now entering the corporate space? What did you have to summon inside you? And I like what Mbali said on the back of that, be loud about it, because sometimes we think, oh, angapaiza batlareng. Mara wa Tswana, jo. You know, because they'll talk and you can't silence that. Because, and I think everyone to just engage, because the topic is growing entrepreneurial resilience. Because they are war phela, kamo ke di loadshedding, kamo ke crime, kamo ke di, man, here we're dealing with a lot of things. So the whole point of this engagement then is, when you walk out of here, it's not just that you felt inspired, but you're able to look at powerful women and then say, for the fact that they were able to pull it out of them in that particular way. And a gentleman, Hakere women, I'm also referring to you, Hakere. The fact that I was able to pull out, they were able to suss out that courage that way, I need to go home and start practicing that. So how were you able to do that?
So, for a long time, I was quiet. You know that there are people in here who went to church with me, Gifilwe. They know I was very quiet for a long time. I started my entrepreneurial journey from as early as 16 years, and no one knew about it because I just kept it to myself. And I'm a worker naturally. So I just work hard naturally. It's who I am. And for a very long time, I just worked and built on what I saw as my dream and my vision. And for a long time, it was my dream and my vision alone. And I didn't feel ready to share it with the world as yet, until such a time came where I felt that now it's time to share it with the world. And that happened, I think, 2 years ago. And as the more I would share my story, is the more I would realize people would be interested in it. And when people start being interested in it, you're like, how batong serious? I've been keeping this for so long, and it's helping others. Sometimes when I'm booked to speak and I share my real story and we have time, there are people who would cry, and it to me, it's that motivation to say you need to speak more. And how I did it is the faith that Mbali talks about. I don't think any entrepreneur, you can run your business without having some sort of spiritual groundedness in your life, because it's very tough. It's extremely tough. So I don't pray. I mean, I don't come to speak and stand on stages without praying. That is my mantra. I pray before I can come and speak, because whatever it is that I speak, I wanted to impact someone's life. I wanted to impact someone's decision making. I wanted to help somebody. So I don't believe that speaking is just for me. I believe speaking is for anybody that has an ear that will listen, because you'll never know what your story can do to somebody else. To the point of women entrepreneurs not standing up and coming up and speaking more. It is like that. We are shy naturally. We as the Bible puts it, we were made to support the men. So it's in our natural element that we are always at the support structure. But the truth is that we do have the power. So we should stand up and own our power and speak about it, and also speak about our failures, which is a lot of women don't talk about their failures. I don't know why, but we need to speak about our failures. Because Tepo said, success is guaranteed, but so is failure. So it's okay. All entrepreneurs, we fail. But I think as women, we need to own our power and start speaking more. So for me, I will not stop speaking. I won't have anybody say you need to stop speaking, because I know that when I stand on stage, somebody is being impacted. And if it's just one person, it's okay.
Let's give her a round of applause. And I think as an energy general thing, don't wait for me to say a round of applause. Give them energy, because they're giving us so much of theirs, right? Thank you, guys. How's Hazel? Did you always have that vava? Or did you have to summon it? And I love how Hazel, because she's always smiling. She's always got something to say. And she gonna do that thing.
Okay. I was always told that I've got that thing. I didn't know. You know, I'm listening to my queens here, and they are sharing almost the same story. And I'm thinking, okay, fine. These ladies are talking about me, actually. Whatever they have said, you know, it covers where I have been, because growing up, I think being brought up in this society that deprives you, like it holds your wings from spreading. It becomes difficult because you grow up knowing that you are unable to do certain things. But there's this thing that when God has put in you, it will somehow come out, whether someone, you know, suppresses you or the environment does not allow you. Because I remember at some point when I was working, I'm an HR specialist, so my then manager used to say to me, but Hazel, why don't you go to comms? Because you are somehow wrongly placed here, you know? And somehow I would jump into opportunities of recruitment, you know, where things were happening. I don't want things that are timing stay, like I can move up, my bras. So, oh, by the way, I'm from Soshanguve as well. I was born in Atteridgeville, Soshanguve, and I came back to Atteridgeville. So, yeah. Then when I started to know myself, to understand what I love, and to take into consideration, and very serious consideration of what people tell me, you know, if you are being told by one person over and over again, I'm not sure if I should believe that or not. But if I'm told by different people who are not even related, no, when this is what you need to do, then I just said to myself one day, let me throw myself into a deep end. I decided one day that I'm going to do an event. I didn't know what that event was all about. All I knew was that I needed to bring women together, and we have to talk about issues. I don't know what issues. Then, Hazel, you know what, you are immaculate when, yeah. And like, ne, company how immaculate age. You know, immaculate me, one first time. So then what I did is, I remember I hired a tent and I put it Kostrateng, ko pela jarata bo. Kare ke tlholo ke ba bona ba di party ba itlhomile ke tsebanya ka permission go maphodisheng ke tla bona ba ntlosa. Then I called people and I sold 100 tickets. And I went to people that I know that can speak, and I invited them to come and speak to people about anything. I didn't have a topic. And from that time, the tent was full and there was an overflow. I was like, hey, immaculate, Hazel, I know you can do this. And I said, you know what? I've been operating from the background in the BL group. I'm going by fire, by force. Then I went in, I can tell my HR experience there. You know, we need to be corporate, otherwise, you know, we need to get policies in order. And I was like the policy guru in the BL group. And my husband was like, nah, man, the corporate dang fan joy. So, yeah, that's how I got to be involved. And as I realized for now, my wings are starting to spread. Ne? When I see something, it doesn't matter how huge it is. I tell myself, you know what? I'm going to approach this and I will fail. And when I fail, I learn. And I love failures because they teach me to survive. They teach me to come out of trouble when I'm like tired, you know. Out. Understand? So, guys, let me tell you, you need to have. I get remote. So, how can you approach certain things? Was the approach kase? Was really die braka mahara how? Momokas pumel. Momokas pumel. Anya wale botama. So, Satsandi makeup. Satsise ka joke. Okay, that's a blind. Understand? I already started and do this. Mara, when you approach something, ne, sometimes you need to have that masculine you coming out and saying, "Me brasa ke khane, ne, this is a male dominating environment. Mara naka itse." So let's do that. Thank you.
No, please keep the mic, out, Hazel. So, which book are you gonna read, authored by anyone from overseas, or video, or podcast, where the story will be narrated in a way that hits home like that? That is the power of telling our stories in our language, our own way. So sometimes ubona moto amfateli because kwako kasi uphilo mona up and down in here, but the power that's packed here, don't undermine. And also tomorrow, don't undermine the guy down the road, that old man down the road, because we always have something to learn. But it's just we undermine them because we feel like they've got nothing to say. But also, Hazel, just tell me this. What were some of your, what were some of your low moments in business? And how did you navigate that? Because we know, Tepo mentioned it, entrepreneurship is tough. It's tough. And we deal with a myriad of different things. So I used to say, entrepreneurship is tough. Then there's being an entrepreneur in South Africa. Then there's being an entrepreneur in South Africa and being black. Then there's being an entrepreneur in South Africa and being black and being a woman. Because I get the privilege of talking to a lot of young women that either want mentorship and stuff. And the things that you hear them having to experience or go through just to access opportunities at the head of, I guess, us as men to a degree is heartbreaking, So which is why I want us to actually take the conversation just a notch deeper. These very same young, amazing women that are here are still going to have to go back and navigate. So what were your tough moments?
Okay, I'm gonna start go 2009. No? You know that certain things when you say what were the toughest moment in our business, we always look at the external factors. We often not considering the internal factors, which are your family, your children, your marriage, and whatnot. Ladies and gentlemen, I must say, the beginning of the business is the most toughest part, because it's a make or break kind of a situation where you build business with the very same salary that you get from Abalungu, waking up, going to work, getting the salary, and trying to make the business, to build a business, and the business does not take off as planned, and there's no food in the house. Can I speak? Oh, those are internal factors that we often don't consider. Need to be strong when it comes to that end. So those are the low moments of my development, or should I say of our development and developing the business, because it impacted on the family, and it impacted on quite a lot of things where you would lose everything. Then COVID-19, my bros, it hit us all hard. But I'm grateful to the consistency that the BL group Selaya Ikiba. We tried to open doors throughout all the conditions that were put for Renahore. We cannot operate under these conditions. These are the limitations. We tried to comply, but some shops closed. Wonderful. Oh, you will? Okay, yes. The consistency is Sele the BL group ya ba le yona. I think those of you who stays in Atteridgeville would know gore Basement Butcher was always open, the Ashma Lounge was always open. We tried to push the food because people didn't have, you know, that energy to cook because of all that was happening. And when the conditions were lifted, we didn't have to start from scratch to re-announce or to reintroduce ourselves. We were already there and we were already known, and we were already known that we're consistent and we'll never close doors for anything we push.
Hello? Okay. It's a question. I was enjoying hearing Hazel speak. The challenges for me is I started my business ke loko gae ko Molope, and I was unemployed at the time in 2016. And I was in between, do I go back to corporate, or is this the time to, you know, go solo? Which is something that I've always wanted to. So I've always known from a young age that I want to be an entrepreneur. But I always knew in the space that I wanted to venture into, I needed the skills. So I knew that I need to go and get the right skills, acquire the right skills. Then when the time is right, I will. Hello, yeah. So for me, then, you know, at that point, obviously not having money, and in between, you know, trying to figure out what's my next move. The one thing I did is I begged my dad to just buy me a laptop, and I will figure everything else out. I mean, 2016 data was a bit cheaper. And there's an internet cafe, Ko Mhlanga, and I used to go there a lot. Every single day I used to spend hours there, and I would research about the business I want to go into and how I'm going to go into, how do I get clients, and I would do a lot of that, simultaneously apply for jobs. The challenge was when we started, it was good. You know, we were very clear as to the type of clients we want. We wanted small businesses, which was fine. We got small business, but I started my business the first 4 years. My company 7 years this year. The first 4 years, it was a side hustle. And I was very specific in doing smaller clients, so we were making about 5,000 rands per month from a client, which was, I was able to maintain it until 2019, where the business just grew. And it grew off the back of my career in PR and the work that I did within the corporate space. And it was the challenge now. The question was, now the business is making, I'll be transparent, by that time the business was making 50,000 rands revenue per month. It was a lot of money. And it was more than what I was earning. So by the time I resigned in 2020, I actually submitted my resignation in January. And then my client at the time asked me to stay until April. So my last month was April 2020. You know what was happening April 2020? We were in lockdown level 5. And I asked for my job back, and my boss said to me, "You've been planning this for so long. this is part of your story. So continue with it. Not that she didn't want to give me my job back. I was very good at my job. But we lost all of the clients that we had, and we were down to making my 8,000 rands a month. So you can imagine leaving a salary of 30K plus, going into a business that was making 50K plus revenue per month, and then within a month losing all of that to 8,000. At that time, I was living in a nice apartment, Kumitrente. Fortunately enough, I had not sold my car. I still had my car that was paid off, which was a Polo. And I had to rebuild. I had to build, actually. At that point, that's when I realized I need to start from zero again. And starting from zero, it takes a lot of resilience. It takes a lot of understanding. You literally have to research again, learn again. And I think the other challenging thing for me was that I went into a business that I was skilled in, but I did not have business management skills. So I didn't know how to run a business. I didn't know about finances. So I had to learn that as I grew.
Thank you. And I guess the same question over to you, Mbali, with regards to the challenges you've experienced and just navigating.
I think I'm going to start with how, as a woman, you are doubted. Like, you need to work 10 times harder than a man for people to believe that you actually deserve that. You know, that was one of the challenges where I knew that I had to show up. Like, yes, hey, it's a challenge.
Tshego are, and that you're beautiful. It's also a challenge. I'm a commentator.
And the other challenge was, yes, you want to have a business. You start a business. You are running the business. But we are not told about the tax issues. So I had that problem. I have missed out on a lot of opportunities that the government was offering me because I didn't have the right paperwork. And to get that paperwork, it's not like a 24-hour thing. So I missed out on a lot of opportunities. So if you're going to go into business, please make sure that your paperwork is good. If you have a business, please do that. From Monday, please make a plan. Another challenge, COVID, we didn't have any challenges, guys. We sold out most of our products during COVID. I don't know what the ladies were doing with makeup because we were indoors. Okay, the challenge was I didn't have anyone helping me at that point. So I was packaging the orders. I was head of marketing, head of orders, picking orders, head of HR, and everything. So if you can get help, get help. If you can afford to, please do get help. I couldn't afford at that point, and my little sister was the one helping me. We would sit in the lounge and pack orders. We had like over 1,000 orders that we had to pack and ship out. And your customers are waiting for you, and they're like, why is it taking so long? They don't understand that it's only you doing everything. So if you can get help, do that. Because then it will also help with, you know, you can be like 3 businesses doing the same thing. But why are people coming to you? They know that, okay, when I go to Mbali, I know that I'm gonna receive my parcel, my order in 2 days. And like, so it gives you this advantage over your competitors. So look into that. I have a lot of challenges,
Yeah.
Batu.
I'm trying, I wasn't cutting you, I was just exercise, I'm kidding.
And
But-
then currently,
One more. Wow.
currently the challenge is demand is greater than supply. And this, yes, demand is greater than supply. So, Nedbank. Please fund our businesses so we can, keep up with the demand.
Let's give them a round of applause for that. It's a good problem. It's good problem to have. But also a frustrating challenge, because what you experience sometimes, especially in business, and two things, and then we'll sort of just continue with the last round of questions from my side, and then I'll open up to the floor. But what you experience sometimes is you grow faster than the demand. It's a good problem to have, but you've got a window to fix that. If you can't fix that within the window, you can't fix that forever. Because that market and that clientele is lost forever. So there's this finite window which is why as you develop and grow, try as much as you can to cover up for all the shortfalls of accelerated growth, and growing pains. Because if you don't, and sometimes it's things that you can't fix with your own purview, but try as much as you can to do that. But the one big thing, which is a direct takeaway from this engagement at this moment is, I think, and today's, it almost feels to me like it's, actually, let me correct myself. Today is Women's Day. Every day is Women's Day. And I'll tell you what it means, because, the big question here that I'm sort of picking up as a man is, am I creating an enabling environment for the women around me in business, for these young women that are coming to tea? Are my peers creating this enabling environment? And I think if I am I holding the other men around me that I say are my network to account? Because it's all good and well when it seems like it's a far-off lady and it's snide comments, but that could be your niece and your sister. So I think just as a, direct takeaway to the gents, are we creating an enabling environment? Do you see, when you see a woman, do you see a collaborator, or do you see, she says she wants to collaborate, so kupa number yae, and then we start talking about business, then, and I think, I sort of mentioned it earlier on, but I tried to censor myself because the conversation that you have from a lot of these young ladies is, do you know so-and-so? I saw you taking a picture with him. I asked him to mentor me. He gave me his hotel number, And that can't be right. And we can't create a society, and I think maybe this is addressed to men, from a man to other men. We can't create a society where we make such things right. Where your thinking is far skewed from how we were raised. We sort of had a conversation earlier on, Le Abu Tibos, talking about how he was raised by his grandmother, his mother, to be the gentleman. But somewhere along the way, we lost that, but we need to get that back so that we build an inclusive economy, but also we build an economy that supports these amazing women with their amazing ideas. Thank you. But now just tell me this, like on the lighter side, like what inspires you? Maybe let me not ask that. Let me ask a much fluffier question, and then we open up to the floor. They'll answer. Apart from, you can answer what inspires you, but also what piece of advice, what saying, what inspirational quotation, what whoever said in your life have you always just held on to? What is that vavavoom message? The moment you say this,
What inspires me? I think question ya batho ba ba kgoletseng a ke itse ko kae, the cheese girl, the cheese boy. Rena ba bana ba kwa ka se re inspire ko re wa itse re ho sa bereke felo tlo boela tlaleng. So that inspires me. And second question again.
No. What is the marking? Like, is it
I
a
read
quotation?
something
Is it a
today.
book? Is it that statement, whether it's an affirmation, but that thing that gives you that vavavoom or that, feel good?
I have two. You do not drown by falling in water. You drown by staying in there. So ask for help. And the second one is, I read it today. It was outwork your self-doubt.
Outwork your self-doubt.
Yes.
Hey, that's nice. Also,
Sure. What inspires me are my kids. Really related to what Mbali is saying. For me, it's every time I see my two kids, I always say, my daughter, who's 8 years old, she always has a picture in her room of a mansion that has an east wing and a west wing that's about 22 million or something like that. And she always reminds me that, Mommy, we need to live in a house like this that has a tennis court and a swimming pool and all of that. And my daughter has I don't know where she gets it from, but she has a rich woman mentality, a rich girl mentality, and she inspires me. My children inspire me. I always look at them and say, I cannot let them down. And letting them down is letting myself down, but they push me. They ensure that I push, and I ensure that I push for them. A motivation for me is there's one mantra I live by. It's do it broke, do it scared, do it when you don't understand, but do it anyway. I live by that. I also live by the verse in Proverbs that says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding, but in all things acknowledge him and he shall direct your ways. I live by that as well. Last one, which was a recent motivation for me is a mutual friend of ours, Semim Haulu, who's the founder of Kick Sports. He's got this hashtag that he's been pushing for a long time, and it's hashtag keep moving. And it resonated with me so much recently because, you know, I'm going through the resilience to keep pushing and keep moving. And for me is no matter the adversity that you go through, no matter the hardships that you go through, keep moving.
Hazel.
Wow, ladies. You know what inspires me? It really gets me emotional every time I think about it. I get inspired by thinking that there is someone who needs my help out there. And I need to, I don't know who that person is, but I need to go out, show up and say, whoever it is, come, I am here. I might not have all the answers, but I'm here to help. So my willingness to help and to see someone flourishing and you know, moving from where they are to the next place. Sometimes I don't think about myself when I do that. I think about how I'm going to help this person come out of the situation that they are in. So that really inspires me. It gives me this motivation to say I need to come up with my next event where I will be helping or handling certain issues that I might not be aware of, but there's people that will be coming that have issues that I will be able to help with. Another thing that motivates me, or maybe that keeps me grounded, is music. I love music. I'm an artist. I sing. Those of you who know me, I go by the stage name of Hazel K. So when I sing and I'm at my space and I write music, I wrote my first single, I recorded it, and it made sense, you know. And it motivated me very much because it talks about real life issues that are happening, the GBV, and you know, when I sit and I think about someone dying somewhere, I thought at that point that I needed to send out a message. I don't know how far my message will go, but it will eventually reach the right ears. Okay, so yeah, basically that's what motivates me. Thank you.
So now I'm gonna.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
A word of advice: if you want to see something done, do it yourself. Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna say something really smart. Then I realized that women are smarter. That's the smartest thing I've said. Are you guys enjoying these amazing ladies? So all I'm gonna do now is we'll just give 5, 6. Oh my, yeah, I see what we was talking about. It's all ladies, but I'm happy with that in actual fact. Cool. And it's actually this side, only this side. So I'm gonna give 6 of these ladies just to ask questions to the floor. And then from there, we're doing the pitch announcements. We've got a cake here. We'll share the cake, we'll cut it up. There's supposed to be a cake here, but there will be a cake here. Just to visualize the cake. And then as Hazel has prepared for us some nice nice food. So thank you so much for that. So the ladies, yes. So could you please do this for me, na? Yeah, please just come this side, just behind the camera. Come this side, I'll give you my mic, and then just ask away. These amazing ladies will answer. Kelona fela, and then Raizwal. Yeah, sure, come. Let me see, 2, 4, 6. Yeah, that's it, guys, that's it. Me outie. Yeah? Okay, come. But this is it. But what I'm going to ask is, because of time, we've actually gone over time. And I apologize for that, but I'm also very happy. It's our birthday. And amazing people. Yo, okay, this is it. No one else. No, you can come closer in actual fact, because I want to give you this mic and just stand to the side, because these guys are experiencing technical issues. But what I'm going to ask is just kindly, keep it very succinct, short, ask your question. They will answer. Ask a question, they answer. We keep it going. Question compliments is nice. Sure.
Thank you so much. Mama, you mentioned that there's a lot of people around you, there were a lot of people around you that mentioned like what they see in you, you know, or what you could be in, or what you can go into. And so right now where I am in my business, people are saying, I think you must have a store, you must open a store. So because I sell candles and diffusers. And so ladies, I want to ask you, what did it take, or what was that thing that helped you to prepare for having your own agency, like the actual physical place, you know, being able to open Hermosa at Menlyn? What did it take in terms of preparing for that and taking the risk as well?
Oh, Barakin.
And then also what I'm going to say, ladies, even if the question is directed to someone, if you want to add, just add. Mara. Thank you so much, my lovely lady. The next lady, please answer.
Okay, so we started online, as you know. So our first store was Menlyn, the Menlyn store. Before that, so our online store can actually tell you where traffic is at. Like, it tells you, okay, most of your traffic comes from Pretoria, comes from Joburg. So Pretoria was our highest. We knew that our first store needs to be in Pretoria. But then the money that we were making online, I knew that even if business is bad, the online store will then pay for everything that we need for the store.
For me, no, it's fine. For me to have a physical office, it was just the demand of the work and having to hire more people, and working from home was not conducive.
Hello, I'm Nomsa from Beats by Nomsa. And first of all, I'd like to say thank you for preaching faith in business. It's what I've picked up from the three of you. So my question is, how do you continue brand positioning yourself? And how do you continue being disciplined even when you are rising up?
Thank you so much, ma'am. Ladies, any takers?
Okay, I'm going to talk about the brand positioning. That talks to the consistency. If you have listened to my response earlier, where I spoke about consistency, being always in the public eye, people noticing you, people knowing you, and people understanding your brand, and you making sure that wherever you go, you make yourself understood of what you are doing or whatever you're selling. So the consistency, being in the public eye, that boosts your brand positioning. Okay, and I'm gonna give to
So for me, my advice would be, oh, you there? My advice would be consistency, and consistency in your brand and what you are selling. So if you are in the beauty space, for example, you can't arrive at an event without looking beautiful. You are in that space already. So you carry your brand and you are your brand. So whenever somebody comes to see you and meet with you and speak to you, they need to align you, the physical person, to whatever it is that you are selling or whatever that you're promoting as your brand online or offline. So it's the consistency, very important, and talk on your brand as well. So be what in our industry the term is be on brand always or always all the time, so that people can resonate with your brand, and it's easy then for you to get the clients and the customers that you want.
Hi, beautiful ladies. My name is Danica from B&G Kitties Fragrances. So my question to you, I want to find out, is it advisable for a small business to actually take a loan from the bank? Because, you know, it's not easy to find some investors, especially if you only started. So I had some of you saying you started with only 2,000 rent, and the reality is with that 2,000 rent, you can't keep up. You still need to go back and do other things and all that. Thank you.
Open a net bank, start a bundle account, and get. I'm kidding.
Can I ask her a question, please?
Yeah. Sorry.
If she
Please
can
come
come back. At what point in your business would you want to take a loan?
All right, so obviously I work 9 to 5 job, and if you started 2,000 rent, right? The same money we tolang, you need to go back again and stock. So obviously you don't see galang. So like you get the money, you get the money, so
And it's going to be like that for a long time, by
Yeah.
the way. So my advice would be use what you have. Start with what you have. Don't take a loan.
Sir.
Hi everyone, my name is Kumbuzo Romo and my company is called Funda VR, and we are in virtual reality and 360 content. But I wanted to take a moment to celebrate, I hate to say, girl power, women power. Girl power represents, yeah. But I wanted to also then take this moment to really ask a leadership question. I know that now, as people who are successful, you've become people who are leaders in this space. So one of the things that really troubles me at times is I deal with a lot of young people, and I'm seeing that there's a big scourge of these nyaupe and drugs in our community. As leaders of business, how do we become people who can literally go back into our communities and protect our communities from these kind of things that are really eating at our young people?
Thank you, sir.
I think the best thing to do as leaders, we need to give skills. You know, I see the talks. We do seminars where we want people to spend money, 1.5 for a ticket, and we know that they can't afford that. The real people that need that encouragement, they don't afford 1.5. 1.5, it's grocery for a month. So at Hermosa Flow, what we do is we have a trainer MUA, makeup artist program, where we take makeup artists from disadvantaged backgrounds. We polish the skill. I then come in. I've partnered with Mosa's Beauty Bar. Mosa polishes the skill. I come in and teach them how to sell their brands using Instagram, like online. So I think giving skills is better, because now a person can go and make smolanyana something. They don't have to do crime. They don't have to do that. Those.
Yeah, with the BL group, we have engaged in the cleanup campaign in Atteridgeville. So we involve a lot of youth. We encourage them to come on board. And usually we would start with a walk from basement cleaning Atteridgeville, and we end up here at Le Ashma. From there on, we would have a setup like this one where we will be sharing, like there's gonna be different groups of youth organization. They're sharing information, and if there's anything that any youth would want to be involved in, that would be an opportunity for them to join them or to ask questions of whatever in their lives. So that's the bit that we do in trying to eradicate the cancer that we have in our society.
Hi. Igama Mbali Makubela. I'm from Lunglicious, and we sell anything healthy that tastes good. So being healthy doesn't mean it tastes bad. So come to me and I'll sort you out. So my question is actually directed to Mbali. So I follow you on Instagram, and I saw that you went to China to get your products. So my question is, we deal with indigenous plants, so finding them in South Africa is very expensive. So how can I lower the cost? Because I don't have 40K to fly out and go and see if my supplier is really genuine and can provide me what I want. And how do you deal with the shippings and the customs? If you can give me your plug, please give me your plug.
Okay.
I said one question. She asked like 7, but the compliments, I guess, are nice. Okay,
Okay, I will definitely plug you.
cool. Hey, look at that. Let's give a round of applause for the plug.
So if you are shipping from China, the best thing to do is order your stock. Let's say you want to release a collection with us because we are a beauty brand. We will want to release like a birthday collection. So we'll prepare everything by Jan, then we ship it via sea. So sea is cheaper than fly using your DHL. So plan while you still have time. And to make sure that your manufacturer, your supplier is legit, ask for samples. Don't just pay money without seeing the product and seeing that they are going to give you the quality that you want. So you don't have to fly to China to see products. They can send products to you, then you can test out everything. You can have 5 of them, 5 different suppliers auditioning for the main supplier post, where they send you samples and you test out and you pick the one that gives you the good quality and is affordable.
Hi, my name is Carol Molotsane. Originally, I'm from Rustenburg, but I got adopted to Atteridgeville via a friend, so I've been here for years. I had a question, a compliment, and a request. So a question was answered just now. The question was answered. So can I do a compliment? No. Yes. The question was answered. Thank you for this, because I have an event business that I was running, and I stopped and I wanted to go back, and I was like, I saw all the wrong things that I did that made me think I mustn't do it again. So listening to you guys made me realize I just need to do it. That's all I need to do. I must just go back and do it, right? Request, I'm Hazel. You are more invested into events, and I wanted to find out if I can come to you. I need some ropes to be shown, and then get an appointment, speak to you, and then tell me what I need to do from what I learned.
You're gonna make me cry. Anytime, my baby. Anytime.
A round of applause, another plug. Because also, it takes a lot of courage to not just ask a question, but to come up and ask the question here.
Hello everyone. I go by the name of Campanel. I'm the owner of the Finch Coffee, whereby we offer the barista services at the large gatherings. My question today is for all of you. So, how do you budget for floods? Like when we are pandemic ya COVID-19, have you got now budgeted before or beyond? Or you are taking? How do you budget for floods? Like the, yeah.
So wait, don't move. So what he's asking is, how do you budget for unforeseen eventualities? You know, we've experienced lockdown, we've experienced the floods, there's water shedding, we've experienced the riots. Like, how do you budget for when you say it, level? Hey, I'm not bad, eh? Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you. Now you can see it, my lady.
So, if you have, it's important to have business insurance, and anyone that you insure with there's something called sasirea. So when you read your policy documents, there is sasirea in every single insurance, whether it's car insurance, business insurance, whatever it is. So there's sasirea, SASRIA. Sasirea is a portion of the amount that you're paying to insurance. So if you get 150, about 20 rands of that will go to sasirea. That covers for natural disasters, any natural disasters. So that's the best way you can insurance. Otherwise, save money.
Oh, no, want me to say, you look like you want me to say something. No, you can't ask a question.
No, I
No, you know what I'll do? You can engage her offline. No, guys, it's just I want to respect everyone else's time because I've gone way over time. Maraklo lefa keke, lidi jo, I was had a little twerry. And that makeup, Mbali gave us some makeup, Mawabani, so a shapaga makeup, close set again. My lady, last.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lerato, and I'm the founder of Makeup by Nunu. So my question is for Mother of the Glow Gang. So 2 years ago, I expanded into cosmetics. I do lip glosses, eyelashes, lip scrubs for now. So I wanted to ask you, what would you advise? Would you advise me to put my products in a store that houses local, like makeup brands, or jump in the ocean and a store like the way you do? And in the same breath, I also wanted to ask you, how did you get Hermosa Flow from the ground to what it is before the store? Yes.
Let's give her a round of applause. Thank you so much, guys, for asking questions. Over to you.
Question, Yama Tom. Go into an existing store. It will be cheaper for you and safer until you can stand on your own 2 feet and you're like, okay, fine. I want to have a store because I want my customers to have a store experience, you know. When you go to Hermosa Flow, you get a Glow Gang juice. So I want to have stores sometimes because I want to give that special experience where you buy, then get like this Glow Gang juice. Yeah, it's something cute. But for now, I would advise you to just go into a store until you are ready for your own store. And with Hermosa Flow, it is consistency. I show up for my brand every single day. You know that, Mr. B. Every single day I am promoting my brand. I'm not waiting for anyone to do anything for me. I wake up, I create content. People that follow me on Instagram, they know I take pictures of my products. I'm a photographer also part-time for the brand. So when people see the brand every day, they want to be part of that story. If you don't promote your brand, we're going to forget about your brand. So if you promote your brand every day, when someone is like, I'm looking for this red lipstick, because I stay rent-free in your mind by promoting my brand every day to you, you already know where to get your red lipstick. So promote your brand every day. You can prepare your content maybe for the week on a Sunday. Maybe you take a day, you prepare everything for the week, then promote and use your Instagram pages for that. There's a lot of money on Instagram. Please tap into that.
Thank you so much. Oh, you want to add? Yeah?
Please. Can I, just because I'm from a branding perspective, to add to that, especially if you've got a product business, invest in social media marketing, invest in building your store, invest in the tools. So, like you're saying, Instagram, you can have your own shop online on Instagram, invest in those. The other thing that I want to advise that you should invest in, it's called SEO, search engine optimization. Invest in that, pay for those. It's small amounts, it's not a lot, that you can pay for those little tools that can help you grow your business online to a level that it becomes so demanding that you get to a point where you have to open a physical store.
And also, lastly, collaboration, guys. Because I know a lot of people would ask me, do I think Emosa Flow was going to be this big if I didn't have a huge following on Instagram? Yes, I do, because I was going to collaborate with people that have big numbers. So approach them, be nice. Hi, Mbali, can I please send you this and that, and you post for me on your stories? Please do that. Collaboration grows businesses.
Round of applause. So we are done, but I sort of feel like just one-liner, closing, last message. I'll give over to Sbu, give you guys gifts. We do the pitch announcements. We get to the food. Just one-liner. Your message, whatever it is, just write one line.
My message is please be still and hold on.
Wait, you can't just sing, Jane, not tell us.
How? No, that was my last sentence.
No, one, two. No. Okay. Happy.
Please be still and hold on. Please be still and hold on. And God will see you through.
Woo! So, yeah.
I can't follow suit.
No.
So, you know what? Forget about your fear and just do it. Perfect. On the other side of fear is success.
Thank you. Just an encouraging message, one-liner, right? Well, what's your message?
Where you come from shouldn't hinder you or shouldn't stop you for going after your dreams. Go after your dreams. You deserve it. That success that you want, you deserve it. If not you, who?
Let's give them a round of applause. We've got some gifts from you guys. Please give me the flowers. Come, let's stand, you know. Let's man. Just give me some flowers. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Okay. So, as I explained, as Sbu explained earlier on, these are flowers from Ralerata Haholo. Thank you so much for your time. We're going to get some gifts. No, bring the gift. Oh, snap it. Okay, cool. Camera. Just the gentleman is the one right there with the white card. So for the rest of you guys watching this movie, I just want to tell you, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, hashtag join us for tea, hashtag together, Beke. Share your stories of how you've grown your resilience, how you've navigated resilient times. Are we good? Yeah? Yeah, and then, wait, okay, and then what I want us to do, and then Kopa, and then we do 1-1-1-1. Like a photo shoot now. Yeah. Whoever's going to start can start 1-1-1-1.